Hello again, welcome back everyone. LiquorHound here with you, and thank you for joining me once again for another spirit review video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a couple of fairly high-end Bruichladdich, but they are new to the market, so saw them on the shelves, decided, you know what, we'll take a chance on them, we'll see what we think. So the Bruichladdich 18-year-old. This bottle is 100 proof, retail price but around 160, maybe up to 180. You typically see it on the shelf in its blue little wrapped container, but it's kind of cool how it just kind of unfolds. It's just paper. And underneath it, you'll have the Bruichladdich bottle. Now, this one is a combination of mostly ex-bourbon matured Bruichladdich, and I think it was like a small number of French oak wine casks, okay? But again, natural color, great whiskey at 100 proof, and we're going to get to the nosing and tasting in a second. The second we're going to take a look at is the heavily peated version on the Port Charlotte spectrum. Not quite the Octomore, but this Port Charlotte is, I think, the oldest they've ever bottled to date. I want to say they'd released like 6,000 bottles. Price point on this one's about 180 to 220, somewhere in there. What is this? 50, I gotta get my glasses. 54.3%. So 108.6 proof, 100 proof. Now the composition for this one was, I think it was 74% refill sherry barrels and 26% of those French wine barrels, okay? Again, peated, I think they call it for 40 ppm. But again, ppms, phenols, parts per million, that's always, you know, when they're testing the malt. It could be damp, freshly peated, and then it's going to be really high number, so it's fine. But anyway, here we go. Bruichladdich, 18-year-old. Redefine is the name, and it is 100 proof. Beautiful, beautiful. And as you can tell by that level, I have been sharing it with friends, and it's been breathing for about a month that this one's been open. But to me, it was always straight. It was great straight out the gate, is what I was trying to say there. It's got a really beautiful honeyed malt characteristic, the malt being the star of the show here. A little bit of a light roasted, almost like a roasted chestnut element here. Very light on the pear spectrum, pear. Call this one a little golden apple, but ripe. That would be the two fruits I would call there. Some baking spices, some cinnamon for sure. It is 100 proof. And a good resinous oak. But to me, it's all about the honey malt and that pear apple combination. Of course, there is a wisp of smoke because there is some peated malt in here. And it's noticeable. If you like peated whiskeys, you're going to love the amount on here. Now, if you don't like peat, this amount of peat might bother you because it is noticeable. But let's go ahead and taste it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a great bottle. It's got that waxy characteristic that I love. It's got the big honeyed malt. Those almost like Asian pears. Those golden apples, really ripe and juicy. But they're baked down. Those things are baked down together with that honey and that malt. Of course, you are picking up that on the back end here, that it's kind of a combination of a dark chocolate and peat, right? Picking up a little bit of both of those. A little saltiness to it, that brine comes through just a little bit. Little wisps of like a heather or little straw element as well in there. Oof. Yeah, it's a great one. The problem with this whiskey to me is it doesn't really drink 100 proof. To me, this one drinks like it's 92, something like that. And you can really tend to want to keep drinking this bottle. So you have to be real careful. The one thing I did like about it is they have switched to, instead of cork on this one, they've gone to that little silicone topper. And just remember, the best way to open those, just use your thumb and just pry it up. But really solid whiskey here at, again, 160, 180. I think that one's well worth it. And it still follows the $10 per year rule nicely. Okay, now I hadn't poured this one, and the reason is because Port Charlotte's peated. I didn't want this peat to interfere with that one. But 108.6 proof. Again, majority of this one's in refill sherry, a little bit in the French wine casks. Oh my goodness. Yeah. This is definitely like, it's just Octomor's slightly younger brother, right? He's like a year or two younger. He's not that much younger. It just doesn't have that high proof that the Octomore has, but this one has that buttery, sweet smoke, savory character that I really love in some really high-end Octomores. The 6.3 always comes to mind, where it's like peaches and cream and then this really nice buttery smoke. And this one has that, but a lot more fruit on this one. This one definitely dives more into the red berries than this one was. The peat smoke here, it's heavy, but it's not like overpowering. Again, you're definitely going to know you're in Islay territory here with this peated one. But I've had some that are just, you know, way, way heavy. And this one's really nice and big and balanced. But let's go ahead and try it. It's got a little more proof here. It's also, I mean, they're both above medium on viscosity, really nice viscous whiskeys. This one has just a little more of the baking spice component than this one did. This one never really felt spicy to me. There was never a spice component. This one has it, but it's a great combination of, again, malt, fruit, and the fruit here is going to be more, again, berries. So mixed berries on this one. Mixed berries stewed down. There's definitely strawberry, raspberry, blueberries, but they're all cooked down with brown sugar or honey, dark honey a little bit. You cook those down. That's the main flavor on the fruit component. Of course, the malt's in here, and then that peat smoke. Earthy, a little bit tarry, not too much, but a little bit of that kind of typical Islay peat that you'll get a lot. But really, really well crafted on the Port Charlotte 18. What separates these two is this one has much more buttery tone, darker fruits, but higher spice because you are higher proof, right? And of course you get that big peat smoke, just a little train going. But for pure drinkability, I tend to lean back on this one. I'm gonna get a double rinse. Oh yeah, it's yeah, not nearly as peated as that. Matter of fact, going back to it, you don't even hardly pick it up at all on the nose. But the wax, it's almost like you get the waxy Bruichladdich here with the lighter fruits and the honey and all that. But over here, you're getting the dark fruits, you're getting the spice, the depth, and you get the heavy peat. To me, this is the drinker. This is more the thinker, right? You're going to sit here and you can just have one glass of this and really kind of just go over it and really enjoy it. But there's more things to kind of grab your attention here than this one. This one's just going to be like really enjoyable. But to me, I think they're both great additions. Again, being the oldest Port Charlotte they've ever done, that's pretty amazing. So if you happen to see this one out there at $180, $200, and you're looking to add a special bottle to your collection, I think you're going to be perfectly happy. But if you don't like that big heavy peat, maybe you're just getting into that, then go for the Bruichladdich Redefine 18. Beautiful, beautiful whiskey. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please consider joining us over at patreon.com/LiquorHound, where you can help support this channel because I am giving you unbiased, straightforward reviews without any, being beholden to any distilleries or companies. And so I'd greatly appreciate your support over there. But if not, regardless of platform, I really appreciate each and every one of my viewers. Keep leaving all those great comments, and I'll get back to them just as soon as I can. Everyone have a great day, and cheers.